I know people are hearing energy crisis and energy shortage. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to start it like this because I want you to understand what I'm saying. The United States of America does not have an energy crisis. The United States of America does not have an energy crisis. We don't have an energy shortage, okay? We got an intelligence shortage. We got an ignorant problem with what's being done. And listen, it's all in the name of this global warming, climate change stuff that's absolutely ludicrous. Still can't believe the American people have bought into this, which watch what happens when it's all said and done. Watch the windmills being torn down, watch the solar panels getting out of here. And without federal money, none of that would be taking place. But that's not the problem right now. It's going to become a problem. The problem we have right now, folks, is that we got a president, we got a Democrat Party who's trying to force us and mandate us into go into something for the biggest lie that's ever been told. The biggest lie that's ever been told, I always thought, was mask or vaccine mandates, especially mask. Now, I'm not smart enough on the doctor side with the vaccines, but I do know this on the vaccines. And this is a fact, and this is what the CDC and everybody said. Oh, no, it don't stop the spread of disease. It'll help you if you got hospitalization. You buy into that, that's fine. Okay, I talked to doctors, they believe that too. Not all of them, but some of them. But mandating stuff like that was ridiculous, but let's keep that to the side right now. And the reason why I say that is I live in Louisiana, and we used to be a kick-butt energy state. We still are somewhat an energy state in the fact that we still have a lot of things we do here with natural gas and oil and things of that nature. And that's good. That's good. As a matter of fact, if you come to our state, you'll find out real quick that the reason we even survived the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years has been oil and gas. I mean, literally, the reason we survived. Great paying jobs, nothing wrong with cleaner than it's ever been. Natural gas, clean as a whistle. But what happened then? Why they keep hollering energy crisis, energy shortage? Well, that's because of the Green New Deal. But this administration, along with the Democrat Party, along with the bureaucracy, what they're doing now is they want to force us to go in an area we don't want to be. Nobody wants it. If you notice in the election that we were talking about a little earlier, if you notice in an election, people are talking, that's not an issue with people sitting down at their tables. It's not an issue with anybody except extreme left-wing nuts and kooks. It's not an issue. It's not an issue at all because nobody's sitting at the table worried about that. They want to be able to eat. But the reason why, besides the printing of money and go and give all this money out, is, first thing Biden does, he comes in there, boom, pipeline, starts cutting out the pipelines. Okay? Then people don't understand this when he says, well, we just want the oil companies to drill more. They can drill more. That's not true. Let me ask y'all a question. Would you drill more? Okay. Would you invest in the energy section that we have right now? Oil, gas, coal, natural gas. Would you invest in that when you know you got people that are going to try to bankrupt you? Remember Obama? We're going to bankrupt you if you're in the coal business. Biden saying the same thing. And the same thing, they're putting so many regulations on these oil and gas companies. Why would anybody invest? Think about that. Forget oil and gas. You want to invest in billing tables with wood, real wood, pine wood, whatever. And all of a sudden the government said, go ahead and do it. But when you do it, I'm going to bankrupt you. So you're going to invest your money into something that the federal government is telling you, we're going to bankrupt you. We're going to destroy you. Why would you do that? Why would you make any investments in something you know 100% you have no chance of getting your money back? Nobody would do it. That's what's happening in the oil and gas industry. Folks, this is an energy crisis by design, so you will run out and buy your $70,000 electric vehicle that you can't afford and I can't afford. Interest rates skyrocketing. Those vehicles just went way up. Folks, they ought to not be forcing us to buy any of that stuff. Now, if you want to buy an electric vehicle, let me just tell you this. Buy one. Buy two. Buy three. Buy one for me because I don't want that. I don't want no part of it. I really don't. I don't care less about an electric vehicle. But when you make up a lie from overseas, from hell, to tell people that we're going to save the planet, a planet that will eat the people up way before we would eat it up. It's the biggest lie, and that's the problem I have with it. Now, you talk to some people, hey, Moon, I bought an electric vehicle. I don't believe in all that green craziness. Fine, buy one. I don't care. But don't make me buy one because I'm not saving the planet. You're not saving the planet, folks. The energy, this is being done to us on purpose. They're forcing you and me, folks, with everything going on in the country right now, everything's costing more. People are actually using their savings account to survive. People are dipping in their 401k savings plan, retirement plans to survive. Okay? Just to make a living, just to stay afloat. And what we're doing, we're paying for higher energy that shouldn't be. 20 months ago, which was a short time ago. You know, in your life, when you get older, man, time really flies. But 20 months ago, we were energy independent. You know what's the most important thing about being energy independent? Look at me, folks. The most important thing is we got cheap food and we got cheap energy for this country, which allows us to go trade, do business, feed our families. When I say cheap, that probably doesn't sound right, but it's affordable energy and affordable food so people can go to work. People can travel all over the country. People can go do what they like to do and be free and go out and be the best they can be. That's why it's so important but let me tell you something is, if you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't live. Well, that sounds simple. Go tell that to the green kooks. They don't understand what I just told you. You know, one of the most important things you need in this country, in this crazy world we live in, with China out there hates us, and North Korea hates us, and Russia hates us, and a lot of this world hates us. You know, the most important thing we can do for our people is be energy independent. For us to be energy independent, what it does, it creates the sovereignty we need. We need to be sovereign. Folks, if we got energy to move around, we got energy to feed our people, we got energy to fight a war if somebody wants to come here and try to hurt us. We got energy to defend ourselves. We got energy to go help other countries fight some of these radical governments that are still out there that are just as dangerous as they were 50 and 100 years ago. I want you to think about that. That's why you need energy. I'm looking up in the Northeast and Maine and Pennsylvania and New York talking about rationing natural gas. Those are the bluest states of all, and they're the ones fighting us on this climate change crazy. But think about this. It's getting winter. It's getting ready to get cold. And if they can't supply the basic needs for people to stay warm when temperatures hit 10 degrees and 10 below and all that stuff, you're going to have people die. Do you realize more people die in cold weather than they do hot weather? This is a fact. Go check it out. More people. Cold weather will kill more people than hot weather. And think about it. We as a country have decided to penalize our people and make it expensive on you and me. And I'm very middle class, folks. I'm as middle class as you're going to get, folks. So we've decided that we're going to go in a different direction and make everything electric. Let me explain that to you if you live down here in South Louisiana. I live in South Louisiana. I live not too far from the coast, okay? I'm 45 minutes from the coast. I want you to understand something. Let's just go to Florida. We had one hurricane this year in this country. One. Woo! We're having all these big hurricanes and they're going to be worse than they ever were. Another lie from hell. Just think if in Florida, all we had was electric. That's it. You could have electric. That's it. The hurricane comes in. How are people going to get back on their feet? I mean, electricity's down. Well, Moon, people are going to go in there and fix it. What you going to fix it with? You can't, you know what you're going to have to fix it? Excuse me. You're going to have diesel, oil, gas to fix everything. If everything is electric and you can't use anything but electric and the whole grid's wiped out and everything's hurt, there's nobody to come help people. Tell you something else. Now, in Louisiana, when we've had hurricanes And everybody knows New Orleans, so I'll mention New Orleans, below New Orleans, but I mean our friends in Lake Charles, Homer, Louisiana, all these coast areas, Cameron Parish and things of that nature, they've all had many hurricanes. They're going to always have them. They had them before people mentioned global warming. We've had them since people mentioned global warming, and we're going to have them after. Think about this. So you got to do evacuation. Last year, we had a couple of hurricanes here. It was 2 or 3 hurricanes that hit in Louisiana. We're at the top part of the Gulf. We're going to always get hit. So think about if we only had electric and all these vehicles, they all got out of harm's way. Millions of people on the road, getting out, going wherever they could go in the upper part of Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas and Tennessee, trying to get out the way. And everything was electric. Well, these electric vehicles can only go 2 or 3 hours. These electric vehicles can only go a few hundred miles. Okay, all these I saw on TV where once somebody from New Orleans was coming to Lafayette. It's about a 2-hour drive, give or take a few minutes. Okay, took them 9 hours. They were looking for gas. But an electric vehicle, if they can only go 2 hours, they're on the side of the road with all other electric vehicles. So who's going to go over there and get them charged up? If we had nothing but electric vehicles, they're stuck. We're going to have to leave. Think about this. We're going to have to make people, we don't even know where a hurricane hits within 24 hours sometime. And sometimes they turn it within 24 hours. We don't really know where the thing's going to right at the last, 12 hours. We might have a better idea. Okay? Where are you going to send these people? We're going to have to evacuate people all over the border a week ahead of time to get everybody else to have enough electricity to get out of here. Think about the stupidity in that when we got plenty of natural gas, plenty of oil. Folks, just in our state, we got enough natural gas, like the whole country up for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. I think personally, God gave us the land, the sea, and the ocean and the Gulf for us to use it exactly how we're using it. Think about that. Something coming from the ground and the ocean and the Gulf and the sea the good Lord gave us is bad for us. That's the kind of stupidity we buying into. And look, all we got to do is look across the pond. Germany has 8 windmill facilities that they built. They probably built more, but 8 of them that I know of. They've already tore down 2 to go back to coal. And next year, they're going to take the other 6 out and go back to coal because they already see that this is not going to work. It's not going to produce the energy their country needs to survive. Well, folks, that's the same thing with the United States of America. When I've been reading articles about in the Northeast and maybe through our country, and they're running short of diesel supplies and all, that's by design. We're in America. That happens by design because it doesn't happen by an accident, and it happens from inept leadership. And that's what we have right now in the White House. And that's why I'm shocked when somebody says, oh man, I'm a vote Democrat. Democrat. They got people that vote Democrat all over the country. They think this is the party of John Kennedy. This ain't even a party of Bill Clinton. This is not even a party of Bill Clinton anymore. This party is whacked out left now. Well, that's my right hand. Whacked out left now. They're whacked out. It's crazy stuff. They worry about gender, abortion. Can you imagine killing a baby and you call and that's the best thing you can run on is a party? Killing a baby in the womb. That's scary in itself, but that's another topic. So when I tell y'all we're an energy state, this is an energy company, we need to be energy independent. I have no problem with electric, but I'm just telling you, they're going to build windmills. They're going to put them in the Gulf. They got solar farms all over the place. Mark my word, people are going to be growing food again because I'm going to tell you what, I don't know about y'all. I don't think you can eat a solar panel. You might can. Hell, it may be great with ketchup, salt and pepper. Down in where we live, we cook everything pretty good. Maybe we can cook them. You can't eat a windmill. You can't eat solar panel. You got to have food. You got to have people growing food in America, and they need plenty of diesel and plenty of everything. We need electricity too. We need it all. That's the thing about it. In the United States of America, we can have it all. We really can. So I'm just going to tell you, when somebody says we're having an energy crisis, you can laugh in their face because they're lying. Or they don't understand it. They either lying or they don't understand. There is no energy crisis in America. Folks, there's none. There's no energy shortage, okay? There's an intelligence shortage. President Trump, if you like him or not, I don't care. We were energy independent. People were working. Whites were working. Women were working. Blacks were working. Hispanics were working. It was working. And the whole time, the news media and the Democrats beat him to pieces like he was the worst thing in the world. And look what they put in office. And I'm one of those guys that believe, did they cheat with those election ballots? And let me just explain one more real quick thing before we wrap up. You know, they bring all these ballots and mail-in ballots. And you ever notice the blue states, they like to count all the mail-in ballots last. You know, where we live, what they do, and I think this is one of the best. And look, we don't lead in much, okay? Love my state, but we don't lead much at all. And I'm not saying we got perfect ballots either. But I do know one thing we do better. If you got a mail-in ballot, the mail-in ballot has to be in 4:30 before election day. That means, okay, Monday, if it's your ballot's not in the registrar's office at 4:30, it's thrown away, and should be, because that's the rules before the game. And then you have the election on Tuesday, and you know the first thing they count? They count the mail-in ballots. See, then they use the machines, and we're supposed to have backups on that, and then boom, they can give the who won the same day. What do they do in the blue states? They count the machines first, and they start counting the mail-in ballots last. Because that way, when you do, you can find out who's winning. And all you got to do is find out, we found some more at the school. Who put them over here? They had a trunk full of ballots. Y'all already saw, what was it, 2,000 Muse? And you can look at all them stories and find out, just have the early votes at a certain time, and then there are no more. So if they find 22,000 ballots in a school, so what? Burn them. The rules are they have to be in, and you got to play. In that election, they changed the rules to get the results they want. Call me a conspiracy guy all you want. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I saw it. This is why I say this, and we'll wrap up with this. I say that because when I look at who the president of the United States is, Joe Biden, and I see what they've done to this country, I gotta believe some hanky-panky happened. We got screwed, and I think we got screwed because if this is what people voted for, if people really voted for this, then God bless the country, because we're in trouble and we'll never make it back. But if people go vote, I don't think they voted for this. And this is an opportunity to send a message, a clear message. We don't want to be a socialistic country. We don't want Marxism. We don't want communism. We want to be free. We want to be the best we can be. And folks, this election, it means that much. All right, folks, don't forget to check me out on the podcast. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you do. Please do, folks. We just started. We want to get everything going in the right direction. Please subscribe and check us out. You can always check me out at moongriffon.com. And you can click Listen Live to listen to my radio program. We're 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. I got a radio program we do every day. And we want you to join that as well. So we're really looking forward to it. And a lot of things coming. Next podcast, as soon as we can get the next one out, we'll get it to you. God bless. See you next time.